Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a short little knife review / knife overview to share with you guys. This is the new Sencut Borzam, a full-size and very inexpensive utilitarian pocket knife. This is a good knife. I'm going to go over this very quickly, but it's not a super complicated design, and it doesn't require a super complicated review. I'll link it down in the description. You guys can check it out if you want. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to Sencut /Savivi/we for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex, and at least for the time being on TikTok at _metal_complex. Let's go ahead and get a measurement. I say full size. My definition is 8 inches or more. This is about it's like 8 1/8. Blade length is 3.5 inches. Cutting edge is about 3.3 inches. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Any custom scales you find in this section can be found down in the description under Original Goat and others. So up against the 8010 and the 8020.5. You can see it's not quite as big as the 8010, but absolutely what I would call a full-size knife. Let's go ahead and put it up against the Spyderco PM2, which is over here today for some reason, and the Spyderco Para 3, much closer to the size of the PM2, definitely larger than knives like the Para 3. And then finally, let's put it up against the Benchmade Griptilian, or in this case, the Ritter Hogue and the Hogue Deca. It's definitely the most comparable in overall size, blade height, and even like, the ergonomic zones on the handle. This just has an additional choke-up spot. It's most similar, I would say, to the Ritter Hogue. How's the action? Well, if you're familiar with Sencut knives, then you'll know that the action is good. In fact, Sencut probably makes some of the best budget knives on the market. If you're new to my channel or you're new to knives in general and you're like, where do I'm not spending over $100 on a knife. I just want a good cheap pocket knife and I'm really confused. There's a million brands all over Amazon. There's a million brands everywhere. I have no idea where to go or how to start. There's a lot of good brands out there. I cover a lot of them, but I generally recommend people start with companies like Sencut, and they make a ton of good knives. Their quality is very, very good. It's very reliable. I think they have appropriate materials for the price point, right? So generally speaking, I would suggest that you start with somebody like Sencut. But yeah, it's everything that you would expect from Sencut is here, right? So the detent is tuned nicely. The flipper tab, I think, is the appropriate shape to get good leverage on a light switch push button. You can also do. Thumb studs are actually pretty nice. They're on the smaller side. They're almost like little bullet heads, but they do work really well. You can get good leverage there, and your reverse flick is also completely possible. Lefties, they have a mounting position for you as well. So while it is a right-handed knife, your experience with a right-handed liner lock will not be too crazy. I'm right-handed and I have no problem manipulating this with my left hand. It's just good. It's exactly what you'd expect. Let's do carry profile thickness up against the Spyderco Para 3. You can see here it's actually about the same. Liners plus scales, not bad. Length and height up against the PM2 and the Para 3. Closed up, you might have a similar experience to carrying the Para 3. It does carry like a full-size folder, but not a massive folder. So people who have been used to carrying much smaller knives, you might not love the experience, but it's not going to be overly cumbersome to anybody, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and do a hardware check. I'll get out my tools. As per usual, my tools are very inexpensive and very recommendable. You can find them right down in the section of my description that talks about the tools I use on this channel, or in the pinned comment. I think it was the T6 bit was still attached from the previous review. This is a T8. There we go. So Sencut generally has T8 pivots and T8 body screws, and then T6 pocket clip screws, and that is exactly the case here. There's just two, well, actually, there's only 3 body screws, and then one of the pocket clip screws, depending on which side you have the clip mounted, will act as the 4th screw attached to the standoff. So this is what I call minimal hardware. Very easy to disassemble. As long as you have the right tools for the job, you should be good to go. Let's go ahead and measure the blade stock thickness. I believe Sencut prefers about 115 thousandths or so. Let's see. Yeah, right on the money. 115 thousandths. That's a good geometry for the blade, considering what you would use this for if you are a reasonable and responsible person. That means using a knife like a knife and not like a hammer, screwdriver, pry bar. That's always shocking for new people for some reason. Yeah, it turns out knives cut, and using them as the other tools will dull them or break them, which means they can't do the job they were intended to do. Let's go ahead and weigh it. So what are we looking at for materials? We have G10. We have steel liners that have been milled out for weight reduction. And then we have a 9CR 18 MOV blade, which is the equivalent of 440B. And it's certainly not a bad choice at this price point, though there are a lot of steels that are just fine. I always tell people to stay away things like 3CR and 420J and things like that. But if you're new, 9CR 18 MOV, it's fine, under $40, even some cases under $50. But it's definitely a steel that needs to stay in the budget, more so the ultra budget territory. Weight is 4.23 ounces for 3.5 inches of blade, which is not bad at all in terms of ratios. Balance is going to be right about where you put your index finger, a little bit back from the pivot, so it's going to make it feel a little butt heavy, but it's not bad, right? I think that's it as far as specs and weight and things like that. Let's go ahead and move on into the meat and potatoes. This is a very straightforward pocket knife design. In fact, it is borrowing elements from hundreds, if not thousands, of pocket knives. So if that little bell is going off in your head and you're thinking that's a copy of the app, it's a copy of like 100,000 different designs. And whatever this might be copying was likely copying something else, because this blade profile and this handle profile date back to the dawn of human beings using cutting tools. It's just that common, right? So this is a slight variation of many other things that Civivi has in their line. If you find that some part of this knife is not absolutely ideal, it's very likely you can use the link in the description. Just looking through Sencut's line or Civivi's line, both the same company, Civivi's just slightly more expensive on average. It's likely that you'll find the ideal knife because their designs tend to be just shaving off certain zones of some ultra, they must have like a base, like a foundational design, and it's like the most generic thing in the whole world. And then they just draw around it, and that's how they come. But it works. I mean, the end result here is that you have good ergonomic lines, right? It's not like, oh my gosh, they invented new line. No, these work, right? You got a nice choke up spot. Would be made better without the flipper tab, but it's good enough. And I feel like some people just like the combination of thumb studs and flipper tabs, and that's fine, right? Everything was spaced out. You got lots of room here. I do like the shadow boxing with the liners. You can kind of see the reflectivity around the outside of the scale because the scale is slightly, it's not quite as wide or as tall. So that's nice. Access to the liner lock is good, and there's no double clutch, so you can disengage it with one hand and not have to screw around with it and risk cutting yourself. The pocket clip is Civivi and Sencut's favorite Loch Ness Monster clip, and they will not change it. So you are going to have that bill up into your palm a little bit when you're squeezing. Slightly more comfortable here when you're choked up, but it's not the most comfortable position anyway. It's fine, right? Lefties, if you have the clip mounted for the right-hand side, you'll be fine because there's nothing in your palm, right? So I suppose right-handed people, the most comfortable way to use this knife would actually be to mount the pocket clip for left-handed carry and keep it in your left-hand pocket, then pull it out. And I'm mostly kidding, right? You should carry it on however you want to. Ergonomically, it's slightly annoying to have that bill go up into your palm. They could correct this by not making the bill so pronounced, and it would also make it less likely to grab at things as you walk by and bend out, because steel clips are not very forgiving, and that absolutely does happen. But okay, not that big of a deal. The blade is a very, I would say, I don't know if we call this like a modified drop point, where it's just more droppy than it is pointy. Professional knife reviewer here. We have a pretty high flat ground blade, right? Not completely, but we have a flat pushing out to about maybe 65% the length of the blade. Nice little swedge here. Really, the major benefit of this blade shape is it is very, very utilitarian. I tend to prefer blades where the tip is more down because I do a lot of shaping cuts and draw cuts, right? And I like knives like these instead of utility knives because those are super boring. It's the only reason, right? Very rarely do you need a blade that is longer than a simple utility blade, but sometimes you do, right? I just find utility knives very, very boring, and I would prefer to carry something that is more interesting, even if 99.9% of the time I don't require this much knife. But anyways, the belly's nice. It's a continuous belly. You're not going to have to sharpen two different edges, right? You got a nice tip. It's really everything you could need for just a day-to-day knife. The OD Green G10 is fine. I very much doubt this is the only color that you can get. Usually Sencut provides a couple different color choices. But then again, it wouldn't surprise me if this is the only color choice. It's not bad, right? If you drop it in a forest, it might be kind of hard to find depending on the color of the forest. That was such a stupid thing to say. It says Sencut on one side, the other side very lightly somewhere. I just saw it. Yeah, way down here. It's almost invisible. It says 9CR 18MOV, which again is just Chinese 440B, and it's fine, right? It's not going to win any awards for edge retention, but it does an okay job. It's very easy to touch up, plenty tough, and very corrosion resistant too. Definitely better than your basic junk steels that you find at the gas station, which won't be labeled because why would they want to let you know that it's garbage, right? That's why it's not labeled. Anyways, we have a couple of standoffs back here. We have a little lanyard bar. That's fine. Pocket clip is deep, not nested, but sitting on top of the scales. 2 recessed screws holding it in place so it doesn't wiggle around. Like I said, you can mount it for lefty carry if you want to. And that's pretty much it on this side. There's really nothing else going on. We have peel ply texturing. It's about medium, so grippy, right? This isn't a knife that I would really worry about dropping while I was using it. I mean, it's going to do exactly what you want it to do. The only discomfort I'm experiencing is from the bill of the clip, and that's pretty minor. There's a, well, I forgot the word, the stop pin. I've only uploaded 4,100 uploads. Consisting almost entirely of pocket knives, and I forgot the word stop pin. Anyways, we have a little bit of shouldering here, which is fine. This runs on bearings. You probably could have guessed that. No blade play up, down, left, or right. No lock stick. No double clutch. No pivot lash. Very smooth, very consistent in here. Sencut always does a good job with these little tiny executions. If you're new to knives, there's little teeny tiny things that we like to check for that are indicators of quality. And while a lot of this stuff you could make an argument is a little bit trivial, good tolerances on a knife generally mean that the knife overall is going to last longer, assuming that the end user is being responsible with it and not trying to, pry the door off a bomb shelter, use it as a grappling hook, right, or as some sort of digging apparatus. As long as you're using it like a knife, it's going to last a lot longer than a knife that has poor tolerances because the fasteners will always be able to do their jobs, right, assuming nothing warps or anything from abuse. But yeah, that's why we check for stuff like that. Pivot lash isn't necessarily something that's really going to affect the knife long term, but I like to check it because I like to know that pivot's tight. That basically means the blade is not moving or wiggling, even if just a fraction of a nothing, right? I like to know that it's completely solid in there. And it is. Sencut does a great job making them some of the best value knives in this general price point. The blade is also centered, which, the reason I keep pointing out new people is because I know that there are a ton of you. Like, there's a ton of new people. This channel gained 200,000 subscribers in like 6 months. So there's a ton of new people. I'm giving you all a whole bunch of things to nitpick that you never knew could be nitpicked, like the centering of your blade, right? And there's going to be hundreds of people right now looking down at their pocket knives for the first time and going, the blade on this thing isn't centered. I never even knew I was supposed to be bothered by that. You don't have to be, but welcome to a pocket knife channel, right? These are the kinds of things that we check for. So anyways, this Sencut is hardly different from other Sencuts, but just enough different that they could release a different model. And the model that they released is good in a very generic sense, right? It's fine. And it's $39. If this is the type of knife that I would recommend to somebody looking, like if they were like, hey, listen, I'm not a pocket knife guy. I'm not a knife guy. I'm not interested in like collecting knives or anything. I just need a new knife. I lost my knife. I want a good one, right? What do you recommend? I would say, well, I recommend something manual, right? The assisted knives, there's no longer really a reason for that unless you have, unless your fingers are really weak or you have arthritis or something like that, then maybe, right? But you have to work against it to close it. I would recommend something manual so you don't have an extra, spring in there to fail over time. And something from a company like Sencut that's providing good materials and good overall quality for a low cost. This is exactly what that is. If you are not new to the knife world, right, if you're anything outside of what I'm describing, this knife probably isn't very interesting to you. But if you're looking to gift somebody a good starter knife or just a good pocket knife that will last them a really long time, assuming that they are going to treat it properly, this is a great choice. Or if you're new and you're looking for you're looking for a good first knife, right? Maybe you've been carrying garbage for years and you never knew. Something like this. Great knife. Highly recommendable. It's going to go in my recommended knives playlist. It's also going to go in my cheap knives I like playlist. That's it. Somehow I still managed to make this a 14-minute video. And in the process, I lost both my cards. No, there they are. This will be linked in the description. Check it out if you want. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex, and at least for the time being on TikTok at @the_metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.